I said I was going to be honest about the realities. Well, here's the reality. I just left camp, like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. And I have stopped to go to the bathroom twice, including once this morning already. I don't know. Don't feel great. But before all that tummy grumbling turmoil started, I had pre-bolused insulin for my oatmeal because my blood sugar was a little high this morning. And, well, because of my bathroom breaks, I'm feeling nauseous. Because I'm nauseous, I don't want to eat my oatmeal. But I took insulin for the oatmeal. So, this is how I'm counteracting it. I only have 10K into Lion's Head, so if I decimate this bag of gummies, so be it. I'll have access to more fast-acting sugar in just a couple hours, but we'll see. Maybe 20 minutes down the road, I might feel fine and want my oatmeal, and more often than not, I just end up nauseous for the rest of the day after multiple morning bathroom breaks. That's my life. Rosie. We are in Lion's Head, and it's hot. The weather says 27 degrees Celsius. That's hot. And the last 5 or 6K you're on the road for the most part, so it was a slog, especially not feeling wonderful. I did stop and eat a few bitefuls of oatmeal, but otherwise not sure how much food I'm gonna get down today. I don't know. I can't check into my campsite until 2 p.m., but I might go and ask them if it's available sooner. Otherwise, I have a few errands to do. I gotta go to the Foodland, maybe pick up some snacks, and there is a pharmacy here, and I'm hoping they have glucose tablets. And otherwise, I might source out a real coffee. Normally, that's the first thing I would do, but given my stomach feeling like crap, I don't know if I will be. But maybe once I sit down in the shade for a bit and recover. I'm a happy diabetic again, if that's even a thing. The Podunk IDA had 2 bottles total, only raspberry, which happens to be the flavor I hate the most. But I'm not complaining because it means I can kind of go back to acting a bit more normal and not being so conservative with my insulin and less stress. This is horribly stressful. I'll never do this again. Oof. I made one colossal mistake, however, thinking that paying for an electric campsite would get me electricity. Not taking into account it's only 30 amps, so I'm charging everything in the bathroom. That's what we call shower laundry. If there's one thing this campground has going for it, is the showers are hot, which is good. I bought this stuff, this like Sea to Summit laundry wash leaves, just as something else. I thought I would try it on washing my clothes since I knew I'd be probably washing them in showers. And it kind of sucks. It has 50 leaves, but you need like 5 leaves just to wash like one sock. I use quite a bit of this, and it doesn't seem like it's supposed to last that long. I always have my trusty camp suds, which I spilled some, but I ended up washing the rest of my clothes in camp suds like I normally do. I just wanted to try these other ones out to see if I could save my camp suds, but turns out these aren't very good. I think the camp suds worked better. Bring you in here because it's too windy outside. This is what's for dinner. I haven't eaten much today, but that should be good. I went to the grocery store and bought a few things, got some extra snacks, got some Fritos because I fucking forgot my Fritos and then I just didn't buy more. Got some Coke Zero. I think that's what it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now. No, I fucking didn't. Yesterday, the trilliums were all just little buds. 24 hours later, look at them all. Morning of day. Have I already lost count? Monday, Tuesday. 4. It's day, no. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's day 5. It's Friday. And I'm pretty excited because I just left the town of Lion's Head, so I'm hiking up through the escarpment of Lion's Head, where there are some amazing views, and it's a gorgeous area. Talked about this before, but I've camped down at McKay's Harbor many times, and this area is typically very populated with tourists. It's not as popular as the grotto, but it drives a lot of people to hike up here to take in the views. And the parking lot's empty. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. So this might be the first time ever I get to experience this without crowds of people. Normally I don't stop and look because there's too many people. The only other time that it's been quiet is when I've been up here in the winter. And who the fuck wants to come up here in the winter? I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be a good day. Better be a good day. The weather report yesterday was calling for a high of 31 today. It now says a high of 26, which, 5 degrees is 5 degrees. Might make all the difference of being tolerable and intolerable. Hope for the best. I'm slathered in sunscreen and it is what it is. Look at this. see a porcupine. I'm sure I'm scaring you. Hi. Oh, you show me all your big quills. Today's random ass fact is something that, for some reason, it just seems to be on my mind. There's no... Oh! The trees are always trying to steal my hair and they're making it all messy and ruined. So yeah, what is it today? Next month, July, some random day, I don't know what day, marks my 20th anniversary of having type 1 diabetes. I'm not going to tell the whole story because I did that last time and it's very long and very boring, and if I can figure out how, I'll link the video, but I'm not very tech savvy. Yeah, 20 years. It makes me feel all kinds of things. Anger, depression, resentment. It also makes me feel proud, strong, determined, and highly capable of taking care of myself for this long and not having any major problems. I've done pretty good for myself. It hasn't been easy, and anybody that has type 1 diabetes knows that it's much harder to live with controlled, managed diabetes than it is to live with uncontrolled diabetes. So the amount of effort that goes into keeping ourselves alive with this insane disease, it's unbelievable. And yeah, a lot of the things that I do are second nature. It's just do them. But fuck, sometimes I just want to put a gun to my head and say, fuck this shit. That was a little harsh. And maybe not literally, but you know, you gotta allow yourself time to completely fall apart and break down and burn the fuck out from never being able to get away from keeping yourself alive every day, every minute. But here I am. And me, just like millions of other type 1 diabetics that have kept themselves alive for decades upon decades upon decades, thanks to science and continuous glucose monitoring and fast-acting insulin and all the new things that have come out that just make living with diabetes that much easier. But yeah, 20 years. It's moments like this where the act of walking feels so slow. That, my friends, is more snow. And I'm just leaning over this hole because it is so cool. And I'm dripping with sweat. I never thought I'd be so happy to see snow. It's short-lived though. I've stopped to make chocolate coffee protein. And I waited until I had access to Georgian Bay again because it's so fucking cold, the water. I also stopped to make some electrolytes, and the other reason I wanted to stop by water to make my electrolytes was in case I didn't like it. This one is lemon habanero. I don't like citrus, and I'm not a big fan of spicy drinks. But I made it so that I could dump it out if I didn't like it and refill it with something I do like. So let's try it. It's like extremely salty lemon, but with this like burn flavor to it. Kind of leaves your mouth feeling tingly. There's no way I could drink that. Not on a day like this where it's super hot. I'm kind of disoriented, feeling a little icky to begin with. This is just going to make it worse. So that's a no-go, and I'm not surprised. Let's just have some chocolate coffee. I know I probably keep talking about it, but it's just so early in the season and the trees don't really have a canopy yet. They're just starting to come in. So these forests are looking beautiful. They're also kind of eerie. It's eerie because like the temperature is so hot and yet everything is just so open. This is the thickest I've seen it so far. This is home for the night. It's actually a really crappy pitch. I'm in this bizarre area. Everything under the ground cover is rock. So I struggle to get all my tent pegs in. So we've got a lot of rocks. And it's sloppy, but it'll do. Well, good morning. Day 6. I had a pretty crappy campsite. The ground was shit. The area was shit. But there was a stairway down there that led to the bay so I could get water. And I couldn't quite remember this whole section, but I knew that it was probably a good spot to camp. And I chose my spot and I thought, like, it's only Murphy's Law. If you pick a shit spot and set off hiking the next morning, within 5 minutes you're going to find like phenomenal spots. Well, there's another access here, which I forgot about. And there's a side trail there. Side trails are great for camping on it. It's a nice like flat pine forest in there. We're walking through pine forests. Nice ground, soft. Like, what the fuck, if I had just walked like literally 5 more minutes, I would have had a phenomenally better campsite. Hate that, it really do. Like, it really gets you. You don't want to waste camping on shit sites. Okay, let's not go. Let's talk some more. I still can't get over how many perfect camp spots are here. So, update on everything going on. How is my state, mental state, physical state? My feet are doing pretty good this time. None of my toenails have, evacuated their place on my foot. I don't really have any blisters on my feet, just some like kind of hot spots, but nothing really. And the balls of my feet are a little tender, and they especially are starting to feel it towards the end of the day every day. The first few days I didn't feel that, but I'm just kind of tired of the heat. It really wrecks you. Yesterday I was pretty dehydrated despite drinking many liters of water. I'm pretty sure I've got some sunburn, even though I've been putting on a lot of sunscreen. Probably should be putting on more, but I only packed out a little thing of it because usually it's not this warm and sunny up here. So I need it to last until Wyerton, where I can get some more sunscreen. The biggest problem I have is my hips. I haven't talked about it much, but one of my hips, the one I'm pointing at, I don't know if you can see that, is definitely in bad shape. I ripped the band-aid off yesterday and it was bloody and seeping. It's like an open wound. So I put some polysporin on it last night and loosely covered it with a band-aid. It seems to be doing much better this morning, but the problem is once you slap a fresh band-aid on there, smush a hip belt into it for hours and hours on end, it gets irritated, it gets rubbed, it gets moist, and then it just starts seeping and bleeding again. Not to mention it fucking hurts. To be real though, like I don't notice it. I notice it as soon as I put my hip belt on and I tighten it up. But once I've been hiking for a while, the pressure, as long as the pressure stays on it, then it's fine. But like stopping to take the pack off, put it back on, it was, yeah, by the end of the day yesterday, it was angry. So I have 60 kilometers into Wyerton, where I'm gonna stay for the night, and 2 30-kilometer days might be a little too much for me. And then it also puts me into Wyerton very late in the day. So I'm contemplating just doing 2 long days and like 1 10-kilometer day. Kind of like I did with Lion's Head. And then I know exactly where I'm camping in those days too, so it's no big deal. Because I know this part of the trail coming up pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'm going to try and base it on my hips. If my hips are really, really bad, I might push it. And then take a whole day off in Wyerton to try and just like air the wound out. Dry it up a little, maybe get it to cover up. Not that that's going to happen in a 24-hour time span, but not having a pack smushed into it for umpteen hours a day. I don't know. I suppose I could try and put more weight on my shoulders, but we all know how well my shoulders do. That's my rant for this morning. There's not a whole lot to think about when you're out here except for what's coming. So far it's a gorgeous morning. The weather's so nice right now. It's gonna get hot again. But right now it's beautiful. like I've said, definitely not vegan all the time. Well, that was Hope Bay. I stayed at that campground last year for 2 nights. It was a godsend, a Jeebus send, a science send. Last year I really needed it. I was suffering already in a calorie deficit. Today I don't feel that bad, but the heat is just killing me. Oh wow. Like the Weather Network says it feels like 32. That's frickin' hot. But I took a short break on the beach there, filtered a bit of extra water. I'm gonna see water again in 10K, so I didn't need that much. Made some electrolytes because I think I fucking need it. And just sat there for a few minutes. I got nothing else to say. I'm about to head up a hill and back into the forest. The next section I remember being pretty relaxed, but so far this trip, every time I remembered something being awful, it turned out to be easy, and every time I remember something being easy, it turned out to be awful. So I don't trust myself anymore. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe it was the time that I was hiking these sections last year, because I'm doing it kind of different now. So a lot of the sections I'm going through last year I went through when I was super tired, and now I'm more it's the opposite of tired. Not tired. No, I'm just going through the sections at different times during the day, and the first few hours of any day is pretty good. The last few hours is never very good. That's like one of the biggest signs ever. I've been carrying this apple from Lion's Head. I haven't eaten an apple like on the core in a number of years, and the reason for that is because of my fake teeth. So here is a random fact for today. I have a few fake teeth. I have bad teeth. It's a combination of both genetics, thanks mom, and diabetes, meaning, I'm munching on glucose tablets in the middle of the night, and it's done a number on my teeth. So I have 3 crowns, have a gold tooth implant, and my bottom front 2 teeth are fake. They're 1 implant but 2 teeth. And my dentist told me that for as long as I've got these bottom teeth, because they're very fragile, as far as I had to get a bone graft for the implant because it's such a small part of your jaw. So he told me no biting and ripping for the rest of my life. But I wanted this apple, and my little tiny knife is in my bag, so I'm just gonna try and eat it with the side of my mouth. But I feel excited because I haven't eaten an apple like this in so long. It's good. It's a little bit too early in the year for mosquitoes, but you know what is out? Fish flies. Sweet. A breeze just came through and blew some of them away. Diet Coke. I don't know how much more I can go today. This has been definitely one of the hardest days. This heat is just kicking my fucking ass. I'm gonna fill up on water here. And then I guess the fairly long road walk uphill in the sun, no shade, to where the trail is again. But you know what? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I think I'm gonna sit here for as long as I damn well please. Really, it's as long as I can tolerate these fish flies. Fuck me. I spent the last couple hours walking all the way up there. Well, I laid in the grass for a while with my socks and shoes off. I drank a Coke, Diet Coke, and protein powder with coffee, and I had a couple Oreo cookies. Didn't really have the stomach to eat a lot of like solid food. Just this heat makes me not want to eat. I considered staying here. You see I'm like walking through the campground. The Bruce Trail goes through it. I did seriously consider it, and I looked up online and it said no reservations less than 24 hours. I'm sure if I went up to the camp office and asked nicely, because clearly this place is completely empty, they'd probably give me a site. More money in their pockets. But I'm also looking at the long game. And that is that if I can pull off another 10K today, then that puts me at a 30K day, which is a bit much, but then I'll be in Wyerton tomorrow. And I think I'm going to take a whole day off in Wyerton. So that's my carrot. I don't need the day off. I just want it. I just want to spend the day in comfort. Or scuzzy comfort. But I have a very long road, hot and steep walk. And I'm kind of got my eye on an area where there's supposed to be a pond. You're never guaranteed on the Bruce Trail if there's water or not, or if you can get to it. Sometimes there's water, but you cannot physically reach it. So because of that, I've loaded my up to capacity with water. So I have more than 4 liters of water on me, which is an extra like 9 pounds of weight that I will be carrying for the next 10 kilometers, just in case that pond is not available or useful. But also because it's 13K tomorrow to the closest water source. So I need all the water I need for tonight, plus 13K tomorrow. Or more, depending on where I make it to tonight, if I make it to that spot or not. I don't know, I might just collapse in a field somewhere and set my tent up. We'll see. What a hard day. How convenient that they have this map. So, this is where I'm kind of headed to. And this shortcut trail is awfully appealing, but I also know that this whole section is not very difficult. And I'm not doing shortcuts this year, so I'm in it to win it. Shortcut trail is so tempting. Oh. Well, look what it is. Style number. I'm just kidding. That went so well last time. I'm not counting them again. Home for the night. Bye, Lumpy. Normally I don't like to camp so close to the trail. I don't like to be seen. Because here is the trail. But last night, I think I pulled up here at like 6 p.m. And there was ain't no way I was trying to find a hidey hole spot. I just wanted to drop my bag and set up. We had a series of, let's flip it around and look at my ugly face. Always so tired in the mornings. I don't sleep very well, but I'm eating glucose tablets already. Thank goodness for glucose tablets. Even this area would have been nicer from 5 feet back there. What was I saying? Oh, there's a series of thunderstorms, like isolated thunderstorms and rain passing through the whole area. And it got really windy, and it did rain a bit. But otherwise it didn't rain. It only rained for maybe half an hour yesterday evening. But if you'll notice, I am wearing my long sleeve. So that means that the heat wave has broken. And I couldn't be more pleased about that. Not that I'm against heat or unable to handle it, but it's a little too early in the season, and for what it's worth, I wasn't planning on it. I didn't prepare this trip for hot like that. I was expecting cold and wet. It's supposed to pour tomorrow. Oddly enough, I should get into Wyerton tonight. It's only 25k away. Well, I didn't say only. I mean, that's a whole day of hiking. But plan on staying there for 2 nights and just taking tomorrow off. And missing the rainstorm, which wasn't on purpose. I just happened to look at the weather and say, oh wow, tomorrow it's calling for a bunch of rain and I won't be out in it. That's weird. So I bought all this new rain gear and a brand new rain umbrella specific for backpacking, and I'm sure I'll use it. I know I will. But tomorrow I don't have to worry about it. So this is the pond that I was kind of hoping to rely on water for, and the whole reason I stopped where I did is because I'm like, well, I'm full to capacity with water just in case. So it kind of made coming towards this pond pointless. Why would I carry all that if I was going to camp next to water? But I had to do it because you have to be careful up here. The Bruce Peninsula is hard for water. You don't see it all the time. Shut up. I'm gonna come over here and check it out anyway. Well, I'll be damned. This would have been a gorgeous spot to camp. Look at that. I could have sat there. There's a flat spot next to it. Noisy fucking geese. I still don't know if you can get down to the water though. The answer is sort of. I would have probably had to take my shoes off and walk in. It wouldn't have been nice. This, of course, was another option too, which is where that pump is that somebody has put up, which numbers of years ago, many years ago, we were able to get water out of it. But last year I pumped for a while and nothing came out. And I knew this was up here when I was planning to camp back there, but I couldn't quite remember exactly where it was. These kind of things aren't on the map. It's not like apps where people can put information on water and all that, because it's really not like that around here. Hello, good morning, Ryan. My pocket beeped. Anyway, I'm gonna get on for today and shut the fuck up. I always hike with my own pen. Thank you, Green Stevo. This is Circle G Lane, and I tried to walk down here last year for some good reminiscing of old memories, but there was a bunch of people and fucking spiderwebs and trucks down there, pickup trucks, so good old top notch. Well, looky here, it's my old friend, the green couch.